Hi friends, how are you? I am finally getting back to this Taroscope and being able to finish with the tarot cards. I already shuffled these, so this is supposed to look like this. Um, this is part two. I just did a video that explained all these cards on the side here. You really need to watch that video before this one because this video won't make sense. And there's a lot of juicy things in that number one. So, welcome newbies. If you're new to my channel, I read tarot and astrology cards, not like most people, because I combine the tarot and I combine the horoscope of different locations to tell a richer, deeper story about current events in our, political weather, what's going on. So this is what I call a taroscope. We have a horoscope in the center. This was the full moon over West Palm Beach, Florida on, February 27th. And this is where MarALago is. I decided to add a taroscope to each weekly lunations with MarALago because those guys, Donald is up to something not good with his minions and allies in crime. And the taroscopes that I have been doing for DC reflect now the Biden administration. And I need to keep these energies separate because they are clashing all over the place. I felt like it was important to start doing these taroscopes over MarALago now so that we could get a narrative of what is thwarting our nation and the Republican Party, because Putin obviously has his war in the United States, as we know that from the unredacted Mueller report. And Donald does everything at the behest of Putin. So at this full moon, I threw these astrology cards around the tarot, the horoscope, to get a better idea of what was happening this week. And there is some really crazy things going on. My trusty handy-dandy mini tarot deck I've had all of 2020. It's been very busy and working hard. It's why I have all these notes all over it, because things were just getting too crazy for me to try to keep up. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to lay the tarot cards around this the horoscope, and we'll see what happens. There are some notable cards here, like this Neptune sacrifice card is usually associated with a prominent death. I shudder to think what this is about. And we have a Yod, Y-O-D. It's a particular triangle. It is often implicated in charts that are very consequential, very karmic. Yods are prominent in death charts. And in Washington, D.C., we had some of these other players, these other cards show up in relationship to what we're seeing here at MarALago. So anyway, let me lay these out. Tarot. Where do these what cards belong here? You can just fast forward ahead until I get these all laid out. Ooh. Okay, and on the ascendant we have, oh my. Okay. So the ascendant of the chart, if you want to think of tarot, the card of the reading, the gist of what everything is about, in a horoscope, the ascendant is the eastern horizon. That is what gives life to the chart for the week. And we had Mercury retrograde reinvention. Donald is ruled by Mercury. When things aren't going the way he needs them to and he needs a new a new narrative, we get the Mercury retrograde reinvention happening so that maybe he can cut ties. Maybe no one will notice the trail of evidence behind him, but recite something else. Fifth house, creativity. The fifth house rules creativity, children, your true love. But here with him, it's trying to be really creative in terms of getting his needs met. And if he's under investigation, he's being really creative about his contacts and being really creative about dragging people in to cover for him. Okay? And so what we have here then on the ascendant, the strength card. Oh, it does belong here. This is the card for Russian strength, the power that one leverages over another. And Russian strength then transfers to Donald's Russian strength, the power that he holds over the Republican Party is what I'm getting. Here's that Six of Wands. I call this the Six Wands mob because since 2019 this card has been showing up and it represents the shared celebration of originally Trump, Putin, Un, Xi, Netanyahu, MBS, MBZ, which now has expanded to include Turkey, Iran, Iraq, the Qataris, the Saudis, the UAE, all of them. You know, all of our enemies basically that Donald has aligned with. So he has Russian strength and the strength that he's holding over the Republican Party. And this is also a shared celebration, then I would include the Republican Party. They're all gathering and backing Donald. So in the first house here of identity, who I am, we have Capricorn on the ascendant. This is associated with governments, structure, authority. The astrology said, look to the card with Aquarius, I know. This is a Putin card. Aquarius, I know, which the bigger plan, they're planning some sort of attack. Whether it's digital or on the ground, theft and stealing. So maybe the government knows about the stealing that's been going on to Russia. In the area of secrets, we have the air element of communications. These are comms. This is digital transfers, a cloud, information. We have the secret is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, two things come to mind. The courts, obviously, actually three things. The courts, the laws of a different nation, and also hacking. Those things really have to do with the air communications. I feel like this is more like solar winds and computer hacking coming from North Korea because the Queen of Swords represents Kim Jong-un's sister, KYJ. I call her KY Jelly because I can never remember what her initials stand for with KYJ. So this is Kim Jong-un's sister. I feel like this is related to solar winds and hacking. So this is the secret in MarALago. And look at here, we have theft. Aquarius is an air sign that also has to do with science and technology. The hidden enemy now, this is where I was getting really excited in the prior video. Because in Washington, D.C., President Biden had this here and what he's doing. Looking at second house income and monies related to the office. This is Donald's hidden enemy now. The second house of income and gain and what he owns. We have, oh geez. So he got caught. He got caught doing something he shouldn't have been doing. And now it relates to all the times he has looked abroad for plans, but also being caught because this is also the sign of the merchant. And it could be he got caught with hacking or with him trying to subcontract out our U.S. security perhaps. This area has to do with your friends, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your allies. There's a yad, so there's something very pointed happening with MarALago and a friend, an ally. In Washington, D.C., this card was over here. So this yad, this fated yad, was pointing to law or lands far away like Putin. Now, this is pointing at a friend or an ally for Donald. Oh, and he is trying to suppress a really bad moment. Okay, so this card, the Tower moment, something is crumbling. This is the card, the tarot card of the planet Mars. Strike, aggression, force. This is really aggressive, assertive, hot, flaming Mars energy. Mars is down here, astrology, with the second house. So Donald, it seems like there's an issue now with money. A friend or an ally is going to get hit with a yad or a finger of God, probably related to hacking or merchant-like things, money type of things. And I'm going to go the finance direction because what's crowning MarALago in the skies for everyone to see is Taurus. This is the sign for the second house. Taurus owns this real estate here where we have this strike coming from related to income and a friend. So Donald, what's crowning MarALago are assets and money and income. And holy crap, all the manipulating that went in to get his assets and the things that he owns. The magician, this is creating, this is giving your God-given talents, your unique magical abilities as above, so below, to create and magically create stuff. When it's manipulated, it's like this, you're manipulating stuff for your own benefit. You don't even have a talent, but you're creating something to pretend like you have a talent or to gain leverage over something. Income gains. So he did something, manipulated something involving other people with income and theft, perhaps hacking, and they got caught. That is the enemy. So in terms of lands far away now, ninth house, Putin's house, we have, I never get this card reversed, Mercury, the mind. It's reversed. Donald is ruled by Mercury. Mercury has to do with contracts and agreements. It has to do with electronic submissions and media. This is reversed. Something didn't go quite right. There's the moon card. That is my card for China. It's also the outrage that we are experiencing here. Someone has changed their mind. Or maybe they're changing over in the Justice Department because this also rules law enforcement. There's a ton of outrage going on related to this. So it could be the Justice Department relating to stuff that they're uncovering. But again, this has to do with an ally outside of the United States, I think. And the moon card is my China card. China also, always stealing. Always stealing and theft, and China and the North Korea and Russia, those three over there, they're always sharing stuff. In fact, there were North Korean businessmen last week that were indicted. And the filing stated that they were hackers with intelligence, with North Korean intelligence, who regularly traveled for business work between Russia and China. More China. Transmission's not going quite well. Something is about to change in a huge fashion. Now, this eighth house, this is shared resources, life and death. It's taxes, it's things or debts that you owe others. It also has espionage, things that are taboo. This caught my breath because this card, for those of you who have been following me, know that this is the card of death, like a prominent death. This showed up for Mr. Floyd. It showed up with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. This showed up at the insurrection, that reading. It's very hard for me to look at this card because it's very painful. So in MarALago, Don Julio, this is a shared resource, death. Sacrifice, who it is sacrificed. So this makes me think about the insurrection as well. It's almost like you cannot even tease out these different events because they're all related, because they're the same people committing these atrocities all the time. And there you go. Ha! This is a Republican Party. The Six of Cups, it can be the Republican Party. This is also shown up as tax returns. So we know the Republican Party has been sucked in allegiance to Donald. We know that Donald's tax returns were handed off to New York. And we know that there were sacrifices are being made to ally with Donald. And we also know that there were deaths related to the insurrection. If this was reversed, this is my card for MAGA because it's from the past. Bad, make America, blah, 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 But it's like this. So this makes me think it's more clearly about the past, shared finances, tax returns, and it would involve the Republican Party too on the side. I mean, it's just, you can't tease those out either. In this area of partners, open adversaries, we had South Node, life's debts. This has to do with the eclipses. The South Node, those are like full moon eclipses. Things are revealed and they're permanently done. We've let go of this part. Oh my gosh. So the Queen of Cups, upright, queens are nations. Queen of Cups is the United States of America, has been turned over. The South Node, the debts that you owe to the United States of America because you did not honor her. USA, I think you can say, is Donald's enemy because this is the area of partnership. She's not a partner. She's overturned. She's a hostile adversary to Donald. I don't know how much more clearly we could show this. We always suspected it. It never showed up in a Taroscope before like it has right now. This is really kind of gross. It's just screaming treason. But here's the thing. It's time to pay up. Glasses. So here in the 6th house of public servants, 11th house friends, these are allies. You go over here. There's that yod, and a friend is getting struck by a major force, but the friends are turned over. There's a falling out. This, it could be USA past allies that were overturned, but that hasn't really been a theme. This is the area of public servants, friends, allies, military investigations. It could be public servants turned over because Donald always had a shadow back channel government. That is going to have some sort of consequence. We have the 1st house of the body, something happening to a physical body. And in terms of military, this often shows up with like a major illness or a major accident, something concerning the physical body and healthcare. The tarot said, look to the star. So the star, this has been a couple things. It's been the insurrection, failed insurrection. This is the office of the President of the United States, turning on the office of the President of the United States. I wonder if there's threats being made against a Republican, the GOP, against their life if they don't ally themselves with Donald. I think that's what that is. Because he's asserting his strength over them all. That's the theme. I think this is the grip he has on the Republican Party. Wow. Fifth house, water element sensing. This is like AI, artificial intelligence. We often see this when like boots on the ground, people on the ground, surveying, trying to provoke some sort of attack. Page of Pentacles, paying up, paying someone. The Page of Pentacles, those are also like the Magas, the P-Boys, all of them individually offering their services. They are of value and of service to Don Julio. And they're out there with their pulse on the ground, seeing what's going on, seeing what they can disrupt. So there may be another disruption happening. But this is where he's placing his value, are on all of those minions, those people who go do things for him. This is also like a George Papadopoulos. This is also the leader of like the P-Boys, but they're in jail. This is not Mike Flynn, but like Mike Flynn's son. These are the kids, too, showing up with money. Fourth house of defense, Donald's defending against, because the past is coming to haunt him in spades. He's having some major judgments going on here. The Four of Swords, this is retreat and healing. This is, I don't like this because the Four of Swords, this is also has been when the Magas and all them have been dormant. This is stand back, stand by kind of thing. Here we have more insurrection type of things. He is probably, if he's trying to change the narrative and reinvent in a creative fashion about what happened, I could see that's what he is really trying to defend against. And also trying to defend against the lie that he didn't. Third house of communications, media, social media, our siblings. We have a big wound here with Chiron. The asteroid is the wounded healer. The astrology said in the communications that is happening over MarALago, look to the partnerships that he has, the debts that are owed, and his enemy, the United States of America. We have the seventh house partners. We have the news coming from abroad. Okay, this I think is related to insurrection-y type of things and all the levers they've tried to push to maintain control of the narrative and power here. So whenever I see this Page of Wands, that is if it's Donald or if it's the GOP or the kids, they're always waiting for instructions abroad on what you're supposed to do next. And now here, these are communications. If Donald got caught doing something, communicating abroad, here we go. And oh my gosh, that's right. The Gab, that website, got hacked. All the stuff got downloaded, including passwords and accounts of Donald, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Mike Lindell. All their information is in those terabytes of data. Now, it's called DDoS, meaning DDoS for secrets, the hacking group that was able to exploit something that they were able to exploit on Parler to download all of the videos and content from Gab. I wonder if this is Donald, that they all got caught with the messaging, because we've got this messaging thing going on as well, right? Second house of income and gains, we got Mars force. I mean, that's a pretty big force to get hit by. The government having copies of all your digital communications on Gab, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, that would explain like this as well. What do we have here? The King of Cups reversed. So this is for Donald. This is his lover. He loves the Putin. This is reversed. Not getting a lot of support for him. I feel like everyone is just scattered because of what might be coming out. So we have Aquarius, I know. So this is a Putin card. He knows what's up. He's trying to get away with what's happened, trying to evade knowing Donald. You guys, there is big news coming out that he is doing all he can to be strong, maintain his alliances, but his alliances are breaking apart. And these are all the facets related to that. You guys, something's happening. This moon is in Libra. When it goes into Scorpio, Wednesday-ish probably, or in the wee hours, or late Tuesday, yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes to surface. And the thing is, Venus here, which represents income gains, money values, the Republican Party does a lot of Venusian things, and they like to cover it up. But here's the problem. Venus is combust right now, meaning it's very close to the rays of the sun. The rays of the sun burn it up. You can say that Venus is likened to being reborn. Well, here's the thing. Donald and his minions, all of them, how they manipulate money. Venus is not strong right now. She's combust. She's burning up by the sun. All those details where they're able to seal their stuff and hide it, the seal is loose. The seal is getting burned up by the sun. So those things can easily escape and be in the skies for everyone to see. How about that? That's crazy. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm going to get this video up. I've been having problems with the first video, but if you like this video, please click like, please subscribe, please double check your notifications, and please share. That would be great. Thanks, you guys. Have a great Monday. Bye.